Started from a dream, now the whole thing growing. Lost a little gecko early on, had my heart wide open. Had escapes in the night, had to keep doors closing. But every setback turned the whole tank golden. Make real fauna in the soil, yeah, they keep things right. Pan and Bulma on patrol when I cut the lights. 2 nights film, now we drop it on the weekend nights. Friday, Sunday, whole squad in your sight. Every night a story, come and see what it means. Yeah.
Welcome to the Tiny Rainforest. I'm Ricky. Thanks for tuning in. In today's episode, I'm going to give you guys a real introduction to Pan and Bulma. Pan is on the left, Bulma is on the right. Pan came with another gecko originally, but that gecko, both of them actually escaped a few times. They ran away, the other gecko didn't make it. We found her laying in my daughter's room, my cat was playing with her. So Pan was originally by herself for a long time. That happened like the first night I brought them back. And we found her days later after she had already escaped. So Pan was by herself for a long time in this tank. And then I ended up getting Bulma later, or maybe it was like a few weeks later. Now Pan's been shy. She's always been shy, but before Bulma came, she was a little more bolder. She would come out a little more often. I would see her quite frequently before Bulma came, but that's probably just because she was by herself. Now morning geckos are parthenogenic. All females reproduce without males. Now, even though they're clones, they still develop their own unique personalities, and that's Pan and Bulma to a T. Pan is quiet, scarce. She's cautious. She's very cautious. She's observant, and she's just slower. She just moves slow. She just checks everything else. Now Bulma, on the other hand, Bulma is curious. She's a fast mover. She wants to know everything. She needs to know what everything is. She's bold. She'll come out it all day, all night. She doesn't care. She wants to know what's going on, and that behavior kind of pushed Pan into the background. It made her, well, she was already cautious, so it just made her more cautious. She just watched everything that Bulma did when she first came into the tank. But Bulma didn't waste any time. She made it her home right away. She adapted instantly, pretty much. And then she became the dominant one after that, because she's bigger, she's more confident, she's more vocal, she's more active, she's very food driven. And morning geckos form hierarchies even though they're all females. The boldest gecko usually becomes the dominant one. So regardless of who's there first, who knows more about it, about where the tank, or the area, what's going on, the bolder one always becomes the dominant one. And dominance is shown through taking the best basking spots, eating first, patrolling more territory, and chirping more often. And that is most certainly Bulma. She took the role as the lead explorer, but even though Bulma is the more dominant one and she has full control of the tank, they don't fight, they negotiate through chirps pretty much. Their movement patterns changed Pan's movement patterns changed once Bulma came in. Pan doesn't really patrol as high anymore like she used to be up higher, but she still is up higher, but it's more of a medium. Bulma gets the high ground now. And morning geckos live in colonies in the wild. Colonies have a dominant female who set the tone, and that's really how Bulma is. Subdominant geckos avoid conflict by using different parts of the habitat, And this is normal, and it reduces stress, and that's what they do. They got their own zones they kind of stick to. But I have a big plant, and everybody loves that big plant. That is both of the plant is big enough that they can section it off, but they tend to use it singularly. Like if one person's in there, Pan's in there, Bulma won't go near it. And if Bulma's in there, Pan won't go near it. There's enough space that they can just kind of separate as they need. They don't have to get in each other's way. They can do everything that they need based around whatever they're looking for at that time, and they can keep it separate. So, and you can see Bulma in the plant right there. Just give it a look. And here is a picture of Bulma. Now, remember I said they clone themselves? They don't need males to lay eggs. She got eggs in her. They just kind of come up on their own. They start forming, and she's more round. She's going to be laying these eggs anytime now. And now I'm going to show you some examples of Bulma chirping. So right there you were hearing some chirps. Chirps are not distress calls. They're usually just communication. Bulma chirps more because she's the dominant one. Now, chirps usually mean they're claiming territory. They're warning the other geckos. Or they could be expressing their dominance or responding to movement around in the room. Or any type of movement around in the room, anything that moves in the tank as well. And chirping is also communication during feeding. That's my catch, stuff like that. Chirping is also a sign of a confident and healthy gecko. So it's always good that Bulma is chirping. She chirps a lot, and that's great. Morning geckos live an arboreal lifestyle, so that means they spend most of their time climbing, using the hammock, branches, the glass. They rarely stay on the ground unless they're hunting. So really all that means is they love vertical space. They love to be up top, up high. Anything that's vertical, they're going to climb it. And their toe pads use van der Waals force, which is it helps them climb the glass. It's they're just like little sticky pads, really. They feel safest when they have vertical spaces to climb, height, cover, and multiple climbing routes. They sleep in elevated, hidden spots to avoid predators. They can also use camouflage and change their color to blend into the background like chameleons. It's not as intense as a chameleon, but it's just they either get a little bit lighter or a little bit darker to fit whatever their background is at that time. Morning geckos become more active at night. That's because they're nocturnal. So that they use the same routes. They do the exact same routine pretty much every night. Bulma patrols everything: the hammock, the back wall, the front, everything. Up high, down low, she patrols everything. Now Pan, on the other hand, she explores more slower, more methodically, and she moves with intent. Bulma comes out right away. It doesn't even matter. She's out during the day like we just seen before in the last couple clips, and she's out at night. So she just will scout everything. She usually finds all the bugs first. They check all the same spots. This is instinctual behavior, but it's also routine. Morning geckos are a thing of routine, habit, and consistency. So that's really that. They rely on vibrations and movement more than sight. They don't see very well. They can see okay, but it's nighttime. They run around at night, so they mostly just go off the vibrations and any movements of anything. They can sense it, feel it, and they're on it. Now, their hunting style is sit, listen, and sprint. When they feel it, they see it. If it's close enough, they're just gonna get it as fast as they can. Their behavior shapes the microfauna activity. So that means their movement influences where the springtails and the isopods hide. They're not really that big on the millipedes, so they don't really have much places to hide, or they don't have to hide really. They just get left alone. But the isopods, the smaller ones, they're gonna get ate. All the springtails, they're gonna get ate. And springtails, I don't know if you can see it right now, but any little white things you see moving in the film, in the footage, those are like on the glass. Those are springtails. Now, that means everybody is part of this ecosystem. They're not separate from it. Everybody is just as part of it as the next. Everybody helps keep this whole ecosystem going. And even though I built this, I try to keep it as natural as possible. Like I just want it to be as much as a natural ecosystem as it can be without me having to do too much. Like I have to water it or mist it, give it a little rain, and I have to feed the geckos, and that's like the most. I'm adding plants, I'm doing things, but it's just to make it more like a rainforest than just a display case, you know. Next episode is all about plants and their role, and here's a sneak peek at the microfauna episode. And you see they're all just coming in. They're starting to spread out now to the other side. Oh, look at all the little dwarf whites. They're just getting everywhere. They're starting to spread out throughout the whole forest floor now. They are literally everywhere. It's great. That means that the fungal network is starting to spread. And I just recently mixed this with some organic pro mix, so it helped get them over to the other side of the tank. They were pretty much just only on the right side under the hot spot. Now they're just coming everywhere. They're starting to get everywhere, and that's what you want in a mature system like this. You want microfauna everywhere, so you want them to be everywhere. Even the millipedes are starting to come over here now, and that's a great sign. The springtails kind of already been spread out, so you know. Thank you for joining me in the tiny rainforest. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, started from a dream, now the whole thing growing. Lost a little gecko early on, had my heart wide open. Had escapes in the night, had to keep doors closing. But every setback turned the whole tank golden. Microfauna in the soil, yeah, they keep things right. Pan and Bulma on patrol when I cut the lights. 2 nights film, now we drop it on the weekend nights. Friday, Sunday, whole squad in your sight. Every night a story, come and see with me. Oh,